guys, I'm Kai Blake.
No, I'm Tom Larson.
And we are boys
of
Bass. Coming at you like Tamakaze. Fixing backs and dropping facts.
That's right. So we got episode 2 of the Boys of Bass.
Yes.
Last episode we talked about finding a physical therapist for yourself.
Yes. And what will be a good physical therapist and what will be a bad physical therapist and what to look into for a physical therapist and gave you some key things. Remember, do you even lift, bro? So very important thing to know about your physical therapist. And today we're going to present with some.
We're going to start with once you find your physical therapist, how should they go about evaluating you? Because that initial evaluation is so important.
Mm-hmm.
And doing this since 2000, 25 years, it's amazing to me the number of times that patients come in and say, hey, I walked in the therapy, I said they have back pain, and they told me to do this exercise. Didn't even look at them.
Didn't look at them, yeah. Just told them what my diagnosis was, didn't take anything. They were like, man, and I've heard, and I'm not, like I said, I think I said this last episode, I'm not saying any names, but I've heard a lot of times where they come into it and exactly what he said. They say, hey, I have X, Y, and Z diagnosis. Okay, here's your exercises. Do this for 3 weeks and come back. And then, they didn't look at them, didn't check and see, didn't verify. It takes us doing our own due diligence to make sure that what we are prescribing that patient for exercise actually meets the criteria of what they need. So.
Yeah, that's the thing about what we do. We don't just kind of shotgun stuff and throw stuff out there. No, we're doing this because we found this in our evaluation.
Exactly.
And that's where it starts, right there in the evaluation.
Right, being intentional.
Yeah, absolutely. We block ourselves off an hour for an evaluation.
Right.
I mean, I don't know if that's standard in most clinics, but for me, man, I'm kind of slow. I take my time. I'm getting old.
Yeah, listen. Yeah, the whole time, and it's a lot of and I've heard it so many times with patients. We go in there and I've heard them talk about you, man, I've learned a lot, or what that person said was very informative and told me exactly what I needed. And I have a better understanding of what is going on. I'm not as fearful because I was given all this good information.
Yeah, so, patient education.
Patient education,
huge. I make sure that I listen.
Right.
I think that's the key to the evaluation. If you listen intently to the patient, they will tell you exactly what's going on and exactly how to fix them if you listen.
Yes.
But I think the problem is too many times people want to show how smart they are.
Right.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I know this. Oh yes. And then they'll start talking like this is supraspinatus and infraspinatus and subscapularis teres minor, not force coupling against this, deltoid.
all the jargon.
Rhythm as I go through the glenohumeral joint stuff.
Nobody understands that.
I don't care about that. Just fix me, man.
Exactly right. Just get me right.
But if you listen, you'll know that it's the subscapularis or whatever, or the scapula and the way it's not moving, the shoulder blade. But you don't have to explain it like that.
Right.
You kind of dull it down a little bit so they can understand it.
Exactly.
And once I listen, I take a very good history. You take a very good history too. Listen, pretty much tell you what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Then we start testing the hypothesis of what I've developed and listening to it.
Right.
And the first thing I do, and I think I've trained you to do the same, is look at posture.
Yeah, very important key. How they stand, and when they get up, when they're walking, how are they holding themselves? Is it in a position that looks like it's functional? Is it efficient, or is it lazy and cathartic and terrible? But
and here's the crazy thing, Kai. A couple years ago, I think it's been a couple years, maybe even longer. I don't know. There was some research came out, and it was like posture doesn't matter about pain. It's like pain. Posture has nothing to do with pain. What? No. So here's the thing, though. I think you can have. I think probably this. I didn't look at the research, so I was like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
But I think you can have bad posture and not have pain, and I think that's what they were probably getting at. But just like you could have a torn meniscus or a torn ACL, I have a torn ACL.
Yeah.
I don't have any pain in my knee.
How many times do you have to tell patients just because you have a herniated disc does not mean you have to be in pain?
Absolutely.
All the time.
And there's lots of research out there that says that, right?
Yeah.
But posture does matter. Posture matters. And here's the thing I tell people: if posture didn't matter, then it wouldn't matter about alignment on your car tire.
Yeah.
Why do we have a good alignment? It wears out.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Why don't you just build houses like this?
Yeah.
Well, that matters because it's upright.
Right.
It stays upright.
The foundation.
Right.
Yeah.
Or building blocks. You stack building blocks nicely.
Right.
It's good, solid posture.
Right. Exactly.
But the problem is, Kai, is that go ahead and slouch for me. Show me a good slump down. We see this all the time. Right?
Yeah. That's how I sit anyway all the time.
The problem is your brain is okay with that.
Yeah.
Your brain is perfectly okay with that. If your brain was not okay with bad posture, it would stop you from doing it. It's like you don't want to touch a hot pot because it hurts. Your brain, you need to pull away from it, right? Your brain tells you that's not a good thing to do.
Right.
Bad posture, your brain's okay with it. Why? I'll tell you exactly why. So let me get over to the whiteboard here. I know, right? Now
going on the whiteboard.
The brain's primary objective is to survive. So we want to survive.
We got a V and an E on that.
Survive.
V, right there. There we go. Got that.
Survive, right?
Yeah.
I'm a physical therapist, not a...
For sure.
All right, so we want to survive first, right? We got this big pyramid. Survival. Then we want to do that energy efficiently. Energy efficiently, right? Energy. We want to conserve energy. And most importantly is we need to be stable. Stability. Okay? So when you sit like that, Kai, your brain is cool because you're sitting, you're surviving, right? We're being very energy efficient. Humans are lazy, right? We're kind of lazy, right? We're not burning any energy here, just chilling out. And you're extremely stable.
Yeah.
Check.
Locked in.
Right? Brain. For Kai, this is bad for his neck, his shoulders, his upper back, his mid back, his low back, his hips, his pelvic floor, his knees, his ankles, his breathing.
Yeah.
My brain's like, well, I'm sitting there, I'm not burning much energy, and I'm very stable. Check.
Yeah.
This is also very stable, but it takes effort.
Yeah.
And humans, we're lazy.
Yeah.
Bro, you're not gonna imagine this, but when I was a kid and you want to change the channel on TV, you had to get off the couch, walk around.
No.
Bro, I'm serious, man.
Nah. Remote's been around forever.
But see, that's what we went to. We went to the remote because we can sit there and not burn much energy,
Yeah.
right?
Oh yeah.
Listen, your generation, that's too much effort.
Oh, I would never. The TV wouldn't come on.
Right. Hey, Elon Musk, please put the Neuralink chip in my brain so I can just think about it, right?
Y'all seen Wall-E. Y'all know how this goes.
Right. So the problem with bad posture is your brain's cool with it.
Yeah.
All right. The issue is, though, that it can lead to problems.
Right.
For example, like I'll show patients this. Let me see your finger for a second.
All right.
If I take your finger and I just bend it back like that, poor posture in your finger.
Yeah.
It hurts a little bit.
Yeah.
Right? Imagine if I did that for like an hour.
Oh, yeah. I would get old quick.
Or I went,
yeah, real quick.
Yeah, it's bad, right?
Yeah,
so what's our objective with posture for physical therapy? Well, our objective is to get this, right? It's not going to be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
When we get people in there who are 60 years old or, whatever, teenage kid that's got real bad kyphosis, you're not going to get perfect.
Right.
But it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be inside the window, right? So if we can take some stress off that, and how are we going to address that, right? What's causing the postural issue, Kai? What's causing
the biggest thing that causes the postural issue is one, not to say laziness, but comfort. And then I know you said this already before, but the laws of physics, right? The past leaves just easy to hold that, but it's poor sometimes not awareness.
Yeah, posture awareness.
Yeah, posture. You don't know that your body is in this for. Then it comes into like the tight pecs, and then it comes into you don't have any abdomen or postural or posterior muscles that are able to hold you and keep you in that position where you can maintain that. It's endurance, a lot of muscle endurance and everything like that.
So you develop weakness, you develop stiffness in the thoracic spine, all those things lead to poor posture.
Right.
And then that sets you up for issue, increased likelihood of having an issue when you're doing functional things.
I'm gonna see if I can remember how I said this. I heard a patient say this too because his wife was a lawyer or whatever, and I loved how it sounded. So like how you were saying, people with bad posture, you ever seen like an older person that are really kyphotic? We always wonder like, how do they get to this? And the kyphotic is just like you're that big old hump that's in your back and they're like this position, right? They didn't just get there and get stuck in that position one day. And he gave this analogy. He said, if you have some boiling water and you put a frog in that water, it's gonna hop right out. But if you put a frog in some regular water, instead of boil, it'll boil to death. It'll sit there and boil.
Yeah.
So it's a slow process. It's a slow process. You get stuck in that position forever because of just that lack of awareness of that being in that position.
Yeah, and that's one thing too that I talked about at one point. If your head moves forward the width of a human hair each day, 1/10 of a millimeter, okay, every day, for the course of a year, that's 3.65 centimeters.
That's great,
right?
Yeah.
That's a lot. That's like over an inch and a half that your head's moved forward every day if you move forward at width of a human hair.
Yeah.
And if you don't completely recalibrate the brain every day and get you in a good position, it'll sink into this and go, this is normal. And then these patients will get like this, and you tell them to sit up straight, and they're like, I'm sitting up straight.
Yeah.
No, you're not. And we put them in this position like, whoa, that feels weird.
Right. Yeah.
Because their brain tells them that this is normal.
Yeah.
Right. So we've got ultimately again messing with the brain.
The computer.
Changing
the mainframe.
So when we look at postures, we can identify areas of stiffness and weakness and tightness and poor neuromuscular pattern, poor postural awareness. The patient has no kinesthetic awareness where they're in space. And then we would go into the second portion of our eval. But we'll get to that next episode.
So tune in next time and don't be late. Catch us on Boys of Base, Instagram, Boys of Base, Facebook, and YouTube, and
all over the place.
All over the place. We're kind of famous.
Until next time, go out, live, work, and play better inside your body. Peace out.
Bye. Bye.